fifth quarter.
With the calendar turning to November, our attention has turned to the high school football playoffs, as tonight was the opening night of the postseason. And we thank you for tuning in to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. I'm Ian Kress. And I'm Haley Schoengart. Our big game was a matchup we saw exactly 2 weeks ago. Hazlitt went on the road and took down Parma Western 21-18 in week 8. And tonight the Panthers paid a visit to the Vikings. The Vikings were without four-star running back Corey Amakari, who broke his tibia and his fibula that game. He was in good spirits tonight. Third quarter, Panthers QB Reed Myers looking over the middle, tight end Brody Vedetto, shedding defenders left and right. 14-14 tie ball game. Still in the third, watch this. Vikings QB Eric Lardy takes off. Puts multiple defenders on skates. The crowd was going insane at this moment. He plus some defenders hanging on for dear life into the end zone. A 52-yarder. Looking like Lamar Jackson out there. Hazlitt in front by 6. In the fourth, Lardy to Cornelius Malone. Dude was virtually untouched. Hazlitt wins 42-21 behind an incredible performance from their QB.
You know what? That's a senior stepping up, right? You know, he knows hey, any week could be his last. If he stepped up, he's been a great leader for us all season and really put on a performance tonight. And it's most of the year it's been with his arm, but tonight, he put us on his back with his legs and just did a great job. Proud of that young man.
As for another CAAC red team, Mason was at home taking on Jackson in a Division III district opener. The Bulldogs led 28-12 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, senior quarterback Kason Carswell was throwing it up, and Sam Corey was bringing it down. The deep ball works to perfection for Mason to grow the lead. Jackson would have a big return on the ensuing kickoff, and it set up Kyron Stamper to run in a short touchdown to cut into the lead. But Mason would have no issues down the stretch. In the fourth quarter, Hayden Hendrickson is going to run in his second rushing touchdown of the game. Mason wins big 59-18 and will take on Linden at home next week for the district title. Well, let's turn our attention now to Division 6, where last year the Ovid-Elsie Marauders were made the deepest run of our area D6 teams. The Marauders were state semifinalists a season ago and are one of the 4 area teams in the D6 playoffs this go around. We bring in the rest of our team to Sharian McBroom and Tyler Drazinga with more on the round 1 matchups. Hey guys.
Yeah, Ovid-Elsie faced a tough round 1 draw this fall against a 9-0 Elmont team that they lost to in that state semi last year, but the Marauders went on to win big. 44-21 tonight.
Yeah, so Ovid-Elsie advances to face Lansing Catholic, who defeated Chesaning 36-28 in the other district semifinal tonight. The 2 other area teams in D6 included Olivet and Jackson Lumen Christi. The Titans won the state title in D7 last fall. They're up a division this season and still ranked #1 in the state. They begin the playoffs against Robichaud. Cadell Williams gets the handoff, breaks through the big gap with the help of that O-line, breaks outside, and he's going to go for a 30-yard gain down to the 16-yard line. Very next play, Isaac Rayberg gets the handoff and gets a great block upfield, goes untouched, 16 yards for the touchdown. Lumen Christi up 14-0. Later, Timmy Crowley drops back to pass and throws the bomb to Cash Kalahar, who scores on the 45-yard touchdown, and Lumen Christi is up 21-0. Still in the first quarter, Williams gets the handoff, and he is going to bounce outside. He's going to score the tutty. Lumen Christi cruises in the playoffs over Robichaud 42-8, Tyler.
All right, as for Olivet, the Eagles are making their 17th consecutive playoff appearance, hosted Buchanan tonight. In the first half, Olivet's Ty Everett gets across the goal line from 2 yards out, 14-0 Eagles. Then watch Aiden Nystrom go to work on this play. 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackles, 3, 4, How about 5 missed tackles before he finds the open field, gets up the sideline and in 21-0 Olivet, as the Eagle offense was flying high in this one. Later, Trip Burkett sneaks his way into the end zone to push the lead to 28-0. Olivet defeats Buchanan 49-15 and advances to face Constantine in the district championship game.
Staying with teams in the CAAC White, Portland was hosting Lansing Sexton for a Division IV district opener. And starting the second half, Portland forced a punt and strong defense helps pay off. Thomas Perron comes up with the big block to put the Raiders in great scoring position. Portland would get near the goal line and Dominic Navarra hands it off to Nolan Zeptowski to extend the lead for the Raiders. And a little bit later, it was deja vu for Portland. Navarra hands it off to old reliable Zeptowski, who uses his strength to barrel into that end zone. Portland wins big over Sexton 42-8 and improves to 10-0. Well, coming up after the break, the Leslie Blackhawks put together their first winning season since 2012.
Tonight they look to add to the memorable season with their first playoff win since 2011.
Go.
Plus, in a rematch of Week 4, Portland St. Patrick met Morris in 8-man football. The Shamrocks won the regular season meeting. Those highlights and more when the Dean Trailways fifth quarter returns.
Look for the U.S. Army Fan Zone each week at the 6 Sports Game of the Week. Try your skill at games, win great prizes, and more.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
Means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
Taking defective prescription drugs can have deadly consequences for Michiganders. But for the drug companies that sell them, there were practically no consequences at all, thanks to politician Tom Barrett. Barrett took thousands from big pharma lobbyists and voted to allow near absolute immunity when they knowingly sell defective medications that hurt people. Barrett gets the cash, drug companies get off scot-free. Michiganders get hurt. HMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
In a world filled with hustle and bustle, finding balance is essential. Your Daily Buzz tip brings you information concerning everything from medical care to auto advice. Daily Buzz tips take you on a journey of mindful living by providing you information that you can use in your everyday life. Join us as we explore the art of living well, from soothing your soul through mental health to home improvement ideas. Start your journey today at mycrewmichigan.com or keep watching for more tips.
It's the Fall Spectacular Sale. Save on premium gel hybrid mattresses, queen pillow top sets, flippables, and adjustable bed bases. Or save big on Grand Hotel Touch of Softness mattress sets.
You really do save money at the Mattress Source.
Dear Santa, my mom says I'm a good helper, but you didn't come last year. I just really hope this year when I wake up, I'm gonna see that you came to my house too.
Donate today.
Forcing schoolgirls to change in front of men, it's not normal. But Alyssa Slotkin wrote the bill to do just that. Slotkin wanted to force schools to let men into girls' locker rooms and onto girls' sports teams. Our schools are failing, and Slotkin's pushing this.
Congresswoman Slotkin is focused on letting men into girls' sports. I'm focused on teaching kids how to read. I'm Mike Rogers, and I approve this message. I'm a dad. I'll keep fighting to fix our schools for all our kids.
Join Mike's team. Give today.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Hanks from the Sundance Stores. I'll tell you what, it's hunting season, but you don't have to be a good eye to get a good deal at Sundance. How about a 15 Malibu for $7,900, $209 a month with tax included? Get on a golf cart, look at 1,000 cars. These are fun to ride around on. How about a Kia? This is a 23 Kia with only 22,000 miles. And how about this Camaro SS V8? I know they're getting hard to find. We don't see these hardly anymore at all. What do you got, Tara?
Here's a Cadillac XT4 selection savings. 1,000 used cars and trucks to choose from 7 days a week. Come see us.
Welcome back. In Division 7, we had 2 perennial contenders from our area in the same district, one being Pewamo Westphalia, who defeated Montrose 42-12 tonight.
The other, Ithaca, advanced past Saranac 27-14. So the Yellow Jackets will be hosting the Pirates next Friday for the district crown. That's a goodie.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Elsewhere in D7, the Leslie was taking on Atherton as the Blackhawks were hosting a playoff game for the first time since 2008 and seeking their first playoff win since 2011. First quarter, a pair of Blackhawks sandwich the quarterback, and it allows sophomore Jackson Fawcett to come up with the interception. Later in the first quarter, it was another sophomore making a big play. Leslie standout quarterback Joel Cranmore on the QB keeper runs in the first score of the game. The Blackhawk defense was on the attack tonight. On fourth down, Tanner Croft eats up the quarterback and allowed the offense to cook up this beauty. Cranmore is going to take a shot deep to the end zone, and sophomore Braden Johnson comes down with it. The sophomore class was making plays all night long for Leslie, who takes down Atherton 49-7 for the program's first playoff win since 2011.
Well, the Eagles welcomed in the Rockets for tonight's matchup. Fowler was all gas, no brakes. First quarter, Eagles Jacob Hoffman with a QB keeper. Check out the spin move.
Hey.
Fowler up 7-zip. Hoffman is a man that can get it done in the air as well. He connects with Ben Cohagen. Nothing but green grass and some opportunity there. 14-0 Fowler. Like I just said, all gas, no brakes for the Eagles. Why break? Second quarter, Hoffman pitches it to Ford Phillips. That duo is so lethal. He may not be named Ford after the car, but he is sure speedy. The Eagles scuttle the Rockets 48-12.
Springport at home tonight, taking on Addison. Third quarter, Springport's Gibson Overway drops back and finds Jay Kriegel, who makes the catch and breaks the tackle. He's up the sideline and simply tells him to get off of him. He even looks at him like, are you serious? Spartans have the lead 19-8. Addison's Michael Trumbull gets the handoff, tries to bounce outside, breaks that tackle. He gets the touchdown, but Springport holds the lead 19-14. They're back with it. Overway fakes the handoff, drops back again, this time to Gavin Lightyear, and they connect for the touchdown. The Spartans are fired up. And then it's Overway faking the handoff, slicing right through the middle. He gets the 2-point conversion to go. Spartans lead 27-14. Fourth quarter, Spartans have it back, and it's Overway again, dropping back this time he finds Tucker Wigington for the touchdown, and they go on to win 38-14. They're moving on in the playoffs.
Well, from Division 8 to 8-man football, the MSAC Red Conference Championship was shared by 3 teams this season: Fulton, Portland St. Patrick, and Morris.
Yeah, and 2 of those teams met in the first round of the playoffs tonight, with Morris hosting Portland St. Patrick.
Yeah, the Shamrocks won the regular season meeting between these two 29-12. Tonight's game was tied at 8 after 3 quarters, but then things got wild. Early in the fourth, Wyatt Cartier intercepts the pass and returns it down inside the 10. He would then score a few plays later to give the Orioles the lead. But St. Patrick answers right back. Brady Leonard keeps it himself, bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers, and breaks free for a long touchdown run. The Shamrocks take their first lead of the night, 15-14. But it wouldn't last long, because on the very next play from scrimmage, it's Cartier pulling out the spin move. He's living up to his last name with moves that fancy, and he pulls away for another touchdown. Orioles back on top, 22-15. They were doing this all without their starting quarterback, who was hurt earlier in the game tonight. St. Patrick once again has an answer, though. Jared Shire takes the pitch, then tosses the halfback pass to Charlie Thalen. He fights through a tackle and gets to the goal line. Touchdown. Shamrocks were tied at 22. Just 30 seconds to go in the game. It's Cartier refusing to be denied and getting in for what would prove to be the game winner. Morris wins it 28-22. A remarkable game and a terrific performance by Cartier, who had an interception and 3 touchdowns, all in the fourth quarter.
I have pride for the way that Wyatt runs the ball, Joel runs the ball, Austin runs the ball. Every single one of my kids. It's not one kid. It can be any kid, any day of the week. We don't know who it's going to be, and tonight it was Wyatt a little bit more than Joel, but at the same time, the offensive line played great and the defense was lights out.
Man, I've never felt anything like that. That feels great, knowing that we're going into the next round of playoffs, beating the first round. Like last year, we fell short, lost first round, but it feels great to keep moving forward this year.
It's time for our final timeout, but when we come back, we'll check in with the 4 playoff teams from the CAAC Blue.
DeWitt, East Lansing, Grand Ledge, and Lansing Everett all made the playoffs from that conference. And DeWitt's unbeaten regular season earned them the #1 ranking in Division III and granted them a home playoff game tonight. Those highlights and more after the break.
The Dean Trailways Fifth Quarter is sponsored by Dean Trailways of Michigan.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at nationalcasagal.org.
Your hearing is as unique as your fingerprint. At Advanced Audiology, we conduct diagnostic testing to find the cause of your hearing loss and provide customized solutions that work for you.
Hearing starts here at Advanced Audiology.
Watch 6 Sports Overtime, Sundays at 11 p.m. Sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance. Experience matters.
Our security shouldn't be for sale. Yet Curtis Hertel backed a bill that gave over $100 million of our tax dollars to a company tied to communist China. Hertel took campaign contributions from the law firm that lobbied for the deal. 2 former CIA directors called Hertel's deal a national security threat. Curtis Hertel didn't just sell out Michigan. He threatened America's security. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
A charismatic leader whose administration defined a decade.
There is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America.
Clinton, Portrait of a Presidency, Sunday, 8/7 Central on News Nation.
Election night. News Nation is offering something completely different from all the rest. Respect for all Americans. Factual, fair, independent election coverage you can trust. Tuesday, 6/5 Central on News Nation. Thanks for watching 6 News on WLNS. Here for you.
And welcome back. The Grand Ledge Comets were in the Division I playoffs for the 5th straight season, but saw their season draw to a close tonight with a 53-28 loss to Brighton.
Yeah, the Comets are one of 4 playoff teams from the CAAC Blue, a group that includes unbeaten DeWitt. The Panthers and their explosive offense welcomed in St. John's this evening, and they wasted little time getting to work. First drive, Elliot Larner finds his brother Abram Larner for an 18-yard touchdown, 7-0 Panthers. Later in the first quarter, it's the Larner connection again. Elliott rolls out and finds Abram in the back corner of the end zone. And as he shows us with his celebration here, that's 2 touchdowns for him already. Then still in the first, Larner spreads the ball around this time, sharing the love, finding Jaden Bender wide open down the sideline. He races in for a 50-yard touchdown. DeWitt begins its playoff march with another convincing win, 42-7 the final over St. John's.